Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more CasterMuse Narak StarLeague Season 5. Right now we are in the second group, which happens to be Group C, and this is game number 2. We have Spire, a very strong up-and-coming Zerg. He's been playing fantastically recently here in the top right of Butter, and in the bottom right, we have Motive, who has just been extremely solid. Two players that actually I have casted a lot in this channel. They were in the previous Moonlight Pro League, so we know what type of shape they're in. They both did fantastically in that. So this should be a very strong best of one. And we're going to have to see how they end up opening to kind of get a feel for that. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please make sure you do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It's important, man. We have a cast coming out every single day. I actually have a huge amount of games coming in at this point to cast for the channel. Tons of amazing Korean pro gamer games. So hope that you guys are enjoying. And if you wanted to support ArtosisCasts, there is a Patreon now that's down in the description. You can check that out. So thank you very much to everyone for watching and supporting. Appreciate you all. All right. So looks like we have a very quick scout coming out of Motive. He's going to get over here and see that it is a pull first, an overpull, it looks like. So, you know, this is just kind of a defensive opener from Zerg. It's kind of midway economy and getting the pool quickly enough that no damage can really happen to you. Motive sending this probe out, very likely going to go ahead and make a forge and then go for that Nexus. So pretty standard stuff overall. Nothing really to remark about, at least as far as this early game goes. You know, I may as well mention who we actually have in this group, since we've only done one game so far. Of course, that first game was killer against Fleta, who is kind of an exciting new Terran player. One of the only times we've seen a Protoss player switch over into Terran. So it's going to be very exciting to see if he can do something in that loser match coming up. But these are like much more experienced players, so definitely an underdog. As far as Spire versus Motive, I can really see it going either way. Like, Spire gets pretty aggressive in Zerg versus Protoss, but if that aggression doesn't go well, he can have a hard time. Motive, I feel like, is very quietly one of the better up-and-coming Protoss players right now. Like, he's been around for a good amount. Like, he's been around longer than Spire has. Yeah, I guess he's like a little bit more accomplished than Spire. Spire just kind of more recently in the last, like, he's been hitting the tournaments like ASL qualifiers and ACS qualifiers for the last, like, maybe 4 years or so. That's funny, right? That's a funny thing about StarCraft, is that you can be, like, playing at very close to the top level, hitting tournaments for 4 years, and it's like, yeah, no, he's still pretty new. But it's true, it's true. But really, I think Motive does have more experience, but if he missteps, you know, it can be a little bit unforgiving against an aggressive Zerg here like Spire. Now we have that hatchery going up over here. One thing to mention, I did see some people questioning and commenting about why this happens, why they take the third base first. If the probe is up here, you don't want to waste time trying to take your natural, because if they throw a pylon down or just block you, you're losing larva, you're losing a lot of time. You know, you want that hatchery in ASAP. So you just send it over here. This is going to be your third hatch anyways. It doesn't really change that much. Like, I guess if it's a gateway opener, it could be a little bit annoying that you have a couple drones over here and a Zealot comes this way, and then, you know, it's pretty far away from these other locations that you need defended. But really, I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's kind of been figured out. That's how you go about it if the probe is in the vicinity. Now, the probe is being kept alive for quite some time. That's very good to see. It hasn't really taken damage. Lair is going to be finishing up. Over here in Motive's base, we have the Stargate coming. Overlord actually popping in to just kind of check what's going on. Sees the Stargate and turns around. It is something you kind of need to scout. That's like a funny thing. If you don't go Stargate, that's like a very risky, almost cheesy thing. There certainly can be games where, like, Zerg opens up with no lair, where you won't see the Stargate if Protoss has good intel on that. But if they go lair and you don't get Stargate, you are asking to just die to Mutalisks. I mean, Mutalisks are so strong, there's just no real way to stop them in the early game other than those Corsairs. Now, a fair amount of Lings popping out. Looks like finally the probe will be picked off. Taking a look in the main. Yeah, some more lings. Speed is done. And this Zealot actually popped over and got a drone kill. So there is the annoyance that I was talking about before. But again, not end of the world for Zerg, but a nice move from Motive. Really efficient Zealot in there. Causing some lost mining time as well. Spire going to be finishing up relatively soon, but the Corsair will be out first. We'll see if he can get any Overlords with it. Generally, you do end up getting like one. I've seen two, but it's not as common. Now we have the Citadel coming up as well. The second gas is mining. And I'm sure we're going to see some gates and the Temple Archives coming relatively soon. Do notice that he's throwing down a photon cannon there in the main, just in case this turns into Ogre Zerg Gamer. You know, a bunch of mutas coming in with like 4 Scourge to push back Corsairs. If you don't have a cannon in there, you can actually just instantly lose the game. Now, this Corsair is scouting the map. Doesn't have a kill as of yet. Neither does this one. Kind of a funny way he ran the Overlord. He ran the Overlord directly to the center, and this is kind of like a little meta game that you have to play, a little rotation of where you put these Overlords as you run them away. Do you put them up the sides where the Corsairs oftentimes check? Oh god, look at this. Oh my god. You gotta be careful here. Look, he really wants that Overlord. Nice moving shots. But is he gonna get the Corsair out? He loses the Corsair. So this was too greedy. The fact that he does not get the Overlord and he loses the Corsair, that's rough. Another set of Scourge coming down. They might be looking for a pick on the Stargate. This cannon is not really close enough, I think. I think you have the opportunity here to sit right next to where the Corsair comes out and probably catch it before its acceleration gets kicked in. Now, this Corsair comes up, will finish off that Overlord, which is nice. Multiple Corsairs kind of sitting back at the moment. Will these Scourge actually catch him? Ah, they're closing. They're closing. Ah! Scourge are just slightly faster than Corsairs. As you can see, he will get this one away. But, you know, not too bad from Spire. He lost one Overlord. He killed a Corsair. He did put some damage onto another one. Motive right now, though, everything looking pretty healthy. He does have that +1 Zealot attack and has those legs. So let's see if he can get anything done. In the meantime, Overlord speed, ranged attack here for the Hydras. Hydralisk speed coming up as well. And the Zealots, of course, not going to be able to attack into that many Hydras. Up to 5 hatches right now for that macro from Spire. Corsairs coming out to join. There's not really any air right now. Ooh, loses one of the Corsairs instantly over this group of Hydras. And, well, I mean, he's running around with these Zealots right now. The Hydras are, like, enough that they can actually kill these Zealots off pretty easily. But the Zealots are really fast, right? So you can do little moves like that. Like, he moves... does some like moving attacks to kill off a couple Hydras, runs away. He did lose a couple Zealots in there as well, though. Now, Spire going across. Ooh, look at this. 5 cannons. High Templars are out, but Psystorm not ready. Energy not ready either. Those will probably line up pretty well. But between 5 cannons and the Zealots on the side, I think Motive's going to be fine, especially with Psystorm almost done here. Let's see. He runs up with those Hydras. He pulls back the High Templars. He is actually popping these cannons rather quickly. One of the High Templars goes down. The other does as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was like right before Psystorm. Psystorm just finished right this moment. He would have had 2 Psystorms, but the snipe was too strong. This +1 armor not going to end up finishing, I believe, as well. Kind of a big problem. More High Templars coming out, but it is going to take a little bit, like 30 seconds for some of these Psystorms. Zealot's trying to fight. He is going to have one Psystorm. He's, oh no, 2 Psystorms now, but I don't think that's going to be enough. He doesn't have enough damage actually just sitting here. Is Spire going to be able to knock Motive over right before he's ready? What a deadly timing push coming out of Spire. Oh my god. Motive was, I actually thought he was fine with the Psystorm so close. 5 cannons sitting there. But some deadly killer instinct here from Spire. And, I mean, an Archon doesn't fight well against Hydras. Only 1 cannon remains. No more Psystorms ready. A few Zealots out here, but that is it. Not even the armor upgrade done. And I think this is going to be game. I think Spire is just going to immediately send Motive down to that losers match. Some very impressive stuff coming out of our aggressive Zerg player. Just nailing that timing attack right before a Psystorm. GG.